wide shut, but they know, buried alive by the lies in they soul. They stride of a blind man's stroll. Well, for whom does the next bell toll? This a long time coming like a comet pass. Got them all fired up from the rocket blast. And if I fall on my sword, turn my bone to ash. Let it clog up the sand in that hourglass. We in the title fight, blow for a blow. And you can reap the benefit of what I have to sow. Cause I'm about that worth of which you don't appear to know. So you can take the scene while I take over the show.
It's a long way down when your head is in the clouds. All around the sirens play. Don't get in my way. Don't tell me I should bow, cause I'm no clown. This is not a game. Don't get in my way.
You don't wanna say no more than a mile you can't afford. And you don't wanna let this turn in the lines of mine and yours. And you don't wanna press your luck with back up and withdraw. Cause trust me when I tell you, you don't want that tooth and claw. And you don't wanna see inside the mind of a savage kind. And you don't want that recognition of, oh, there goes that guy. But if you do decide that you were gonna play that hand and try, just think before you act, because your actions don't rewind.
Okay, hi everyone, if you can hear us, I've just put myself into the broadcast booth, and now, the event hasn't officially started yet. We're still waiting for official free practice to start, but the cameras are up and running, so you can just see the goings on. Hopefully, you can all hear us. Do let us know if everything is working fine, because if it's not, then I can fix it. Gonna make sure that everything's running smoothly before we start proper. It's, well, in about 30 minutes, I think, actually, before official free practice. Oh, powered it is, right, that's good. All seems to be working then. It is, I can just check the stream myself. All is going well. Everything's fine, so to speak. And, you know, it's good that you can all hear us. Brilliant. Oh, I suppose it's a benefit of starting to have the stream here and just letting me jump in so I can make sure everything's running alright, but... Yep. Yeah, gonna get some GTs on the way soonish, of course. Just gonna make sure that everything's up and running, and it is a pleasure to be able to commentate on another series here at SimRacing.Club, of course. Sure, we're gonna see some fantastic racing when we do get up and running. But just for now, just enjoying these last 12 minutes or so of the pre-official warm-up race practice warm-up session, before we can actually get the show on the road. Of course, do invite all your friends to come and watch this broadcast. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute classic, and it is the first race of the season as well, so let's see how things shape up. Great. Okay, just about 7 minutes to go, I think, until the actual start of proceedings, and gonna get this on the road soon. Do invite your friends to watch, because, well, 7 people watching isn't really an audience, especially when you consider what we get with VEC. So this is just gonna be, well, another fantastic series run. So why the heck aren't you watching it? You know, it's brilliant. Get your friends involved. Come on, get them watching. Don't want to miss this. This is the place to be. Oh, hello, Nikki. Yeah, it's me on lead comms for the event today. So you comment there, and it'll be me on comms for this broadcast that's going to come up in just a bit. Just going to head into official quali soon, official practice rather, soon, I think. It's just me here at the moment. I'm in charge of the moving of cameras as well. I've kind of got everything to do and, well, stuff like that. But hey ho, it's part of the job, you suppose, at the end of the day. Can't complain. I mean, I've got the honour of being here, so... Alright, so here we go. We're in qualifying then. So officially we can get the show on the road. Welcome along to the SimRacing.Club Virtual GT Championship. We've got a full season of racing ready to go here for y'all. And it's looking to be a cracking season. I'm Josh Randon and I'll be taking you through, kicking and screaming if I must, this season of racing that we've got going on. Of GTs and fun things and our races. It's looking to be a good one. So yeah, here we are at the Estoril circuit in Portugal, a fantastic circuit. It's held Formula 1 races in the past. Does not obviously do so anymore, but it's a cracker of a circuit nonetheless. And 13 corners it has, about 4.2 kilometers long. Most certainly going to be an interesting venue. Now, we have a lot of things on here at SimRacing.Club. It's not just this virtual GT championship either. We have the Porsche Super Cup, which we have running at the moment, and we also have the brand new Virtual Nations Cup. It's basically A1GP, but in sim racing form. Yeah, well, I say that, but it's going to be a heck of a lot better, I think, because, well, all sim racing series are awesome. Well, anyone we host anyway. So yeah, sign-ups are open for that. You can get a nation into the series, 40 spaces maximum for 40 nations. So if you're interested in managing a country in a sim racing series, why not hop along to the SimRacing.Club forums, get yourself signed up, and sign up for the series today. Because, well, today, why do today? Why not do today what you could do tomorrow? Or couldn't do tomorrow. Just get it done, don't procrastinate. Ugh. So yeah, Estoril, brilliant circuit. Some fantastic turns indeed. We're using the layout with the chicane coming out at turn 7, so will be a difficult little addition that, but not difficult for the quality of the field that we have. And qualifying is going to be a half-hour session, and, well, no one's set a time yet, so we'll see how they come through as they come through. But regardless, it's looking to be a very good one. So yeah, at the moment, no one has set time obviously, but do feel free to, you know, keep waiting for someone to set a time, I suppose. Well, we've got no choice. I'm going to be waiting for someone to set a time too, but yeah. I'm obviously up here in the comms booth, going to talk you through everything. But if you would like to join me, you are more than welcome to. But it is going to be slightly different from how things work over in the Virtual Endurance Championship. Because we are actually trialling a brand new chat server. We're on the Discord program at the moment, so if you have access to the SRC VGTC Discord channel, you are more than welcome to hop into the broadcast booth and have a chat with us. Of course, you will need access to that, so, you know, get that and then come join us. I know I made a bit brief there, but I did it, so must be easy, right? I mean, look at this. If a completely inept Geordie can find his way out of the voice server, it can't be that difficult. Well, that's it. That said, I'm not completely inept because, well, I do commentary. I actually know how to talk, so I'm capable of human functioning in a certain capacity. As God's sake, Josh, you're blinder already, mate. Haniel Sapti sets the very first time of the session at 136.611, and then Roy Domingue, Thomas Beer, Enzo Fatti, and Ruben Correa Alves have all set times. In fact, the times are streaming in right now, and everyone's starting to set laps, so that's a good thing in itself. Good to see, and boom, we're now watching Haniel Sapti if that's worked. So yeah, the times are just starting to come in. People will get the chances that they would like to improve those times, of course, but yeah, just first couple through, coming there at the moment. It's not necessarily going to be indicative of the final standings, but people starting to get their laps on in 25 minutes left in qualifying. That's not a bad thing to do. Just looking through the field, actually, it's a very, very nice, colourful field that we have. A very good variety of liveries. Always nice to see so many colours on the grid. Of course, this series is using the tried and tested URD EGT mod as made famous. Well, possibly not made famous per se, but as used by the Virtual Endurance Championship. So, all the drivers here will surely know what they are dealing with. And it himself he's actually come into the pits in all this, so let's see if we can find someone else to go to. I think we're going to have a look now, if we can. Well, no, he's got off as well. So let's have a look at Luke Walsh. P4 at the moment, in the Simtech Motorsports car, the number 44 Aston Martin. He's 5th at the moment, but he's 5th about 1.8 seconds down on Al Sapti's fastest lap, but there is still a lot of time in this session left to go. So Walsh will want to get that time up to some degree, if not to take overall pole if he thinks he can. Adam Taylor's gone up to P3 for Dark Racing and all this, or I think he's racing for Dark Racing. Might not be racing for Dark Racing because I've not got my spotter guide up yet. Hang on. Yeah, I do need a spotter guide, and I have a spotter guide, it just isn't loaded. In fact, I do now have my spotter guide up with me right now. I've just opened it, so let's have a little gander at whether he is actually racing for Dark Racing, and he is racing for Dark Racing. I knew it! I knew it! I knew he was really, it's just that livery looked a little bit different to the usual. Yeah, so Adam Taylor in racing for Dark Racing on this. Boy on Milan! I've completely missed Borja Milan there. He's got it to P2. Only 0.05 of a second behind Al Sapti. So, I completely missed that. Boy, Milan there putting in a stunner of a lap. He's gone right all the way up, so to speak, and P2 at the moment is going to give some serious food for thought for Hanny there. I'm hoping he will, indeed, manage to get that time even further down and put the pressure on. It'd be brilliant if he could, of course, but we'll have to wait and see. Boy Milan, at this present time, putting some good laps in, though. Driving for, oh god, this is going to be a mouthful. Rice Bikes Racing. Was that a butchery of the pronunciation? I think it was. Race Bikes, it could be anything. But some team that he's driving for that has a very difficult name. In P2 he is at the moment, number 10 Ferrari. It does seem that the Ferraris and Aston Martins are the most popular cars on the grid. Probably for some good reason. Only 2 Vipers and not too many of the other cars either. Alsapti driving for Scuderia Leone, of course. As Boyamana has now taken pole, so then comes into the pit. So 136.499, quite ahead of Alsapti. So Scott's going to put the pressure on. Let's see if Alsapti can respond to that as he comes around this turn here. I do believe he's now coming through the chicane. Oh, he's coming around. No, he's not. This isn't the chicane yet. But this is, in fact, the extremely long right-hand cut. Oh, no, it's not. I've got my bearings completely wrong. No, I've got my bearings completely wrong there. Sorry about that. I'll tell you what. While we're with Haniel Sappi, I think we can do a lap of the track. So that will help us get my bearings. As he now comes around the final corner to start the lap of the circuit. So let's have a look round here. Coming down the front straight is in the draft of the car ahead of him. This is going to help his lap time already. As he powers down at turn 1, curve by 1, and he's pulled off. So not going to happen, but he has taken pole. Yeah. Let's go with Nico Barkley instead, because Nico Barkley can pick up where we were going to start. So Barkley now, coming into turn 1. And there he is, coming through turn 2 then. So out of 1, which is curve 1, into curve 2 here. Takes a nice speed and then through it the very tight right hand curve 3, and it's just this so far, and then it's a short one down a very short strip before curve VIP, the left hander, which is basically a mirror image of the corner. Let's just proceed in it. So we're on this corner and then another very short straight. We're coming into the fast turn 5 right hander here, clips the apex lovely and finds himself climbing down, charging down even into turn 6, foot hard on the throttle then and foot hard on the brakes. Parabolic interior comes round down to turn 7 as he just rounds the exit in 6. This is Oriola coming up, Oriola even, as he comes round here, brakes a bit again into second gear, first even. He's going really low down on the gears. And a short run into it, and then Gancho, turn 9 the left hander here. Some short braking to do before clipping the apex up the hill here, round 10. And then still climbing uphill, rounding the exit at 10, comes through into the S's, which is 11, and then turn 12 shortly afterwards. A sort of almost 90-degree total turn, very long right-hander, so it's a sort of very long 90-degree turn, and then round the final corner, parabolic at the centre, which is where you saw the length increase there. Then he comes round down the start finish to complete a lap of Estoril and goes third in the process. So props to you, Nico. That was a good lap. Very good lap there from Nico Barkley, and he'll be pleased with that. The Peruvian car driver, aptly named because Barkley is indeed from Peru. So there you go. So just 18 minutes left to go in this qualifying session, then people are starting to get a crack on. And things are happening and life is good, you'd think, in those cars at the moment. As Milan still going around trying to improve on that 36.499. Can he do it? That is the question. Crosses the line. does improve and takes pole once again. So Boy Milan goes pole once again. And it is very much a case of catch that man. Boya is gone pole again. Hani is going out as a direct result. Nico Barkley will probably wait a short while before he goes out too. Kevin Roting in fourth at the moment, and Miroslav Davidovic. I think it's Davidovic. I think this is a source of confusion in VEC for me as well. Davidovic, or could be anything. He's in P5, nonetheless, in that Revolution Racing Corvette. He's just exited the pits now as Kevin Roting as well to try and improve on that time that he's set. It's not the closest of qualifying sessions yet. Much to say, the top 5 separated by just under a second. So not necessarily as close as they may have liked, but it's still fairly close. Don't get us wrong. Looking a bit further down the grid, though, we can see a couple of drivers which are worth giving a bit of a shout out to. Let's have a look at that then, and we're going to start with Argents Riera in P11. He's just had a bit of an excursion there, but he's down in 11th place, so good result for him. Thomas Beer, P9 for Northern Lights. As well as this, Beer, well, he's gone down to P10 now, as I think someone's just gone ahead of him. So, because he was P9, now he's no longer P9. But Beer and that Corvette having a bit of a good run at the moment in P10. Just looking a bit further down the order though, the Diego Carranza in P29. Now that's not someone who I would have expected to see myself. Maybe he's not done many laps, so he's not been able to get it together laps he has. He goes out to P26 for the lap he's just done. But it's not the best of performances so far, it must be said, but I'm sure he will improve in all this. We'll get a good lap in. Hello Marius Nikolai in the comments there, good to have you with me. Fantastic to have you with me even. Back up the front, Hani Al-Sapri has not managed to overhaul Boy Milan yet. But Nico Barkley in P3 still is back on track. So Barkley going to have another go at it. But yeah, speaking of shout-outs, I am going to give a shout-out to the big boss man himself, Jimmy Allison. He's racing in the series. See on track Jimmy, he is last at the moment, but hopefully he won't stay there, should be said, because, well, it is lovely to see Jimmy on track, and you know, for the work he does in VEC as well, we are obviously all grateful. Couldn't do it without you, mate. So thanks very much again for being a very good leader, and good luck on track to you. Adam Taylor's just gone out again for Dark Race, and he's just left the pits. So let's have a look at him. Have a nice little gander at what he's going to be doing in that Viper, one of only 2 Vipers on the field. So a rarity in this series, the SRT Viper, not common at all. Interesting to see where he's going to end up, because he's 5th at the moment. That's a fantastic result. He's about a second off Al-Sapli's time. Al-Sapli having gone pole again, but Taylor is going to give him a good bit of a chase here. He is capable of some very good stuff. He's helped Dark Racing to several wins and successes in the Virtual Endurance Championship already, but this is a completely different series, and he is on his own now in that car, because these are 1-hour races, and I doubt there's driver swaps, but nope, these are individual entries, so no driver swaps. A full hour of racing all to yourself. Of course, no driver in this series carries the number 1, as there is no champion. This is the inaugural season, The lowest number we have in the series is number 2, and that belongs to George Angelidis. At the moment, he's in P21 for Angelidis. Right, well, just Angelidis. So I think it's his own, not just his own drive, you've got to guess. Driving for himself, a nice independent. Same goes for Chris Graham in the number 6 CG car. He's currently in 29th, just above last, but there are a couple of drivers who have decided not to enter as a team, obviously, just enter as individuals. So, no, it's a completely legitimate strategy. You're allowed to do that. Nothing is against it, and sometimes it can work out. I like to just compete by myself sometimes. There's no team to bind yourself to, so you're only responsible for yourself. It can be a nice feeling, but sometimes you do like to be part of a team. Kevin Roten's actually gone up to P3 in all this, so he's gone up to P3 at the moment. Scuderia Leone, he's doing a very good job of it. Barkley's now been pushed out to 4th in that, so Barkley in the Peruvian car entry is going to want to get that P3 back, you'd imagine. Not much in it, only about 0.2 of a second. He's most certainly going to want to get that position back, but so is Boya Milan for pole position on Hani Al Sabdi. Yeah, people say we need to give a big boost to Jimmy. Well, he says, well, he could go a few seconds quicker, but he'd like to start from the back. No when you have midfield, though. Yeah, I like to start from the back sometimes. Means if there is havoc, I can make use of it and get through to the midfield anyway. I'll tell you what, if we had fan boost, I'm fairly sure all of it would be going to Jimmy Allison right now. Definitely, would be worth it. If we did have fan boost, I'd vote for Jimmy. I'd vote for him if I had fan boost. I tell you what, who could use a fan boost though? Boya Milan, who still hasn't capitalised on Al Sabdi's fantastic time. He'll be seething at himself. Why can't I get this pole position? I had it before. Boya Milan will want this, so he could do with it. He could do with pole position. He wants it, you can tell. He just hasn't managed to get to within Al Sabdi's time. The only person in this qualifying session to break the 150, 130 6s and go into the 135s is Hani, so Boya will have to do a good lap if he wants this pole position, it must be said. Because 135, the only one to do a 135, Boya's going to have to match it or better. And he is probably driving himself as hard as he can, driving that Ferrari to its limits in qualifying, but he hasn't managed to get into the 135s yet, will he now? He will, and get pulled by the slimmest of margins. He's got it by 0.06 of a second. So, well, he's very much saying to Hani Al Sabdi, have some of that. So now Hani's got to go even quicker. And this is an enthralling duel we've got going on for P1 at the moment. So Al Sabdi's got to match that. He's just thrown the ball right back into Hani's court and said, well, I'm trying to think of a tennis analogy here. He's thrown the ball into Hani's court and said, bat that back at his mate. And frankly, it's what he needed to do. Boya needed to do a 135, and a 135 he has done. So goes back into pole position, provisional pole at this point in time with 8:55 left to go in the session. Boya comes back into the pits, and that's a recurring theme I've seen. Actually, people are going out for a few laps, 2 or 3, and coming straight back in again. So maybe lighter fuel loads are the order of the day here. Nico Barkley won't be very happy in all this. He'll see all these positions changes going up ahead of him thinking, I want pole. Everyone wants pole, really. Well, it's only one person can get pole position, and right now that is Boya Milan. But, to Nico Barkley's, to to his defence, he is a fantastic driver. He just, in P5 at the moment, a second down on Boyer. Boyer's done a phenomenal lap in all this, so Nico has got to pull something special out of the bag himself if he wants pole. As does anyone, you've got to think. It is turning into a very interesting qualifying session at the moment. It's turning into an interesting one, but it's more interesting at the front than anywhere else at the moment because it's the top 5 and the top 6 where the major position changes are happening. Everyone else seems to be roughly where they are. I mean, looking at the back, we've still got James Wilson in 23rd, Enzo Fazzi back down in 18th, Sherwood running through 15th, Diego Carantha still down 27th. So all the position changes really seem to be happening at the front for change. Someone sets a lap, someone else goes out and benefits. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at Miroslav Davidovic at the moment in P4 for Revolution Racing because, well, we need to have a look at someone, and I think Miroslav is probably a very good person to look at, so, or at least that car's quite nice. Davidovic P4 at the moment in that Corvette. I think the highest ranking car, yep, the highest qualified Corvette at the moment. Very well balanced car, that C7R. Bit of a jack of all trades, really, and, well, it's showing its strengths here at Estoril. Davidovic then just going to round this corner here. This is coming into the uphill section that we were talking about earlier. This is 8 and 9 and 10. Round the tight turn 10, then he comes. Straight into turn 11, and then without any further ado, into the left-hand turn 12. And then directly into turn 13. Is he going to improve on that 136.2? If he does, then if he improves by more than a 10th, he's going to go ahead of Kevin Rotting and take P3. Doesn't need much of an improvement, but will there be any improvement? Get across the line now. There is not an improvement. So Davidovic remains P4 right now with 5:42 to go in the session. Just over 5 minutes left, and things are starting to get a little bit heated now because it's the last sort of dash for the pole, so to speak, which is held by Boyer Milan, of course, for Rear Spikes Racing. And he'll start behind him for Scuderia Leone. Wants that pole as much as Boyer does. But right now he's 600ths of a second behind it. Really not much at all between the two. And if this keeps up in the race, we could be in for an absolute corker of a battle for the win. Argentis Riera has gone up since when I last talked about him. He's gone up 1 place to P10, so a top 10 start for the Argent, well, not even the Argentine, is he Colombian? I think he's Colombian, is Riera. But he's got a big Colombian flag on the side of his car, so I'm going to say he's Colombian. Venezuelan even. Oh, well, there you go. Got it. Got it in the end. I don't do nationalities some days. This is one of those days where I'm bound to get everything wrong. You're in for a wild ride, ladies and gents. Hey. Rarer than the I'm going to check this out to be sure. He is Venezuelan, there you go. Argentis Riera is a Venezuelan. So, the Venezuelan in P10. I finally got it. Something that Haniel Sapni still hasn't got, though, is pole. He's going to be going around the top line. No, he hasn't improved over the start finish, but time is starting to run out. If he wants this pole, he's going to have to put in a stellar lap, even better than the lap he put to take pole from Boyer Milan to get it back. You got to think, realistically, to put any sort of pressure on, he's going to have to do a high 135.7. He's going to have to do a mid to high 35 here. What you'd assume he has to do to get this pole. Not an easy thing to obtain pole position. You have to be the fastest. So, not necessarily an easy thing to beat. As somebody's getting held up by some traffic here. This isn't going to help his current lap. Although he gets through. I think that's Chris Graham. That is, oof. It's a little bit close, but Graham does indeed let Al Sappi go. Good to see good trackmanship. I think that's what I'm going to call it. Trackmanship. Good racecraft and sportsmanship and the likes from the entire grid so far. Must be said. This probably won't be pole for Al Sappi this lap, but he's going to get close. I think he's got 2 more laps after this ending one now to go for pole. Al Sappi crosses the line, won't improve likely. Doesn't in fact improve, so he's got 2 more laps. As do most people you would think. As we do have an Ed Trevelyan Johnson who's joined us in all this in a Porsche for Revolution Racing. He's just joined recently, so he will get a lap in. But ETJ may not then be as high as he would have liked, because he's not going to get as many laps unless he puts a blinder. Most cars are out on track now at the moment in this final moment. We're just approaching the 135 marker now. So anyone not starting a lap, I think Argenis Riera is going to be the last person on a lap in this qualifying session. Anyone who hasn't started a lap now, or started the lap before the timer hit 0, Riera will probably have 2 laps. The last person to get 2 laps. Anyone else will have 1 more after this. When the timer hits 0, if you're on a lap, that's the end of your lap. But if you started a lap after that, then, well, your lap starts before the 0, you're going to get 1 more shot. Of course, as we have a minute to go before time expires in the session. Things are starting to become desperate. Hani Absalti is done. He is in the pits. Cannot improve on Boyer Milan's time. So it falls down to Kevin Roting now, you would think. And the guys behind to snatch it away from him. Though he's got to find, he's improved a bit. He's got 1 more lap and he's got to find 0.3 of a second. There or thereabouts. Not an easy task at all. A very tall order, one would think. But try he will to get said position from Boyer, who is out there at the moment on that 135.834 that he sets to overhaul Hani Al-Sappi for the pole. Miroslav Davidovic will get 1 more lap. Nico Barkley probably on his last lap. Adam Taylor in the pit, he's done. Ramada on his last lap. Riera will get, he's in the pit, he's done. Davidovic done. So it's all on Kevin Roten now and Nico Barkley and Adam Taylor. Time expires in the session. If they're not on a lap now, they're going to finish the one they're on. If they're not on a lap now, they won't get one. Well, if they're not on a lap, they're not on a lap. But anyone has to finish the lap they're on. At the moment, Al-Sappi has gone out too late to improve. Boyer Milan is done. He thinks that 135.834 is not going to be beaten. Kevin Roting, meanwhile, at the back of that little argument. I think he is improving, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be enough to overhaul Boyer. He looks to be doing quite well at the moment. He looks to be a very, very good qualifying moment here for Kevin Roting as he crosses the line. What's his time going to be down the front straight? Is it going to be enough to overhaul Boyer Milan? No, he has not done it. He improves to a 35.9, but he has not overhauled Boyer Milan. Sharon van der Sloot on track on a lap still. Ruben Correa Alves is done. Van der Sloot is still going, as is a couple of other people, but they're right down the back. So you'd think, unless Sharon van der Sloot or any of the others has a miracle lap here. In fact, van der Sloot has gone off the track, I think. Yep, I think that is qualifying done. It is, and there you go. It is Boyer Milan with pole position in the very first virtual GT race. Spaniard will be very happy with that, and Hani Absapni and Kevin Roting behind will be kicking themselves that they weren't quick enough to get that pole. Kevin Roting especially, has cost him that place. It has cost him that place. on the front row. As we go into warm-up now, this driver's being told what to do, that the track is closed. Well, no, the track's open. So people are allowed to do the laps that they want to do. They're being basically told to ignore the server chat. It's saying the track's closed, but it's not. It's open. Track very much open indeed. People going out and doing laps. Of course, if you would like to join me and you have access to the virtual GT Discord server, because that's what we're using this race, then do feel free to join us in the broadcast booth. I'll be more than happy to talk to you because I do like guests. We all like guests. Conversation is good, and if you don't want to deal with me for an hour, you can deal with me and other people for an hour instead. Of course, we are trialing it for this series, seeing how it goes, instead of TeamSpeak, which is the go-to program. Obviously, if you're willing to join me, that's awesome. But right now, I think, ladies and gents, as has become a staple of me, I am going to crack open the boozeless booze. Yep, alcohol-free cider time. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Always got to have something to drink when I'm doing a broadcast. Whether it's water or cider or alcohol-free cider or something. Oh, there we go. Looking to be a good one, this race. And just being told, the drivers, what to do regarding some rules. This is obviously this is the little driver's briefing that they've got going on. Being told not to go over the white lines. But I think this is I think this is from Spa, because there's a turn 18 which doesn't exist here. But you know, it's good advice nonetheless. Obviously, don't cut. There's basically the thing he's going here. Obviously, you know, things going there. Oh, apparently, we're going to advance with a minute to go in the warm-up, so we'll be getting the race underway in a minute from now. Yep, a standing start from the race. Many standing starts I've commentated on. So we're going to get this underway. Please do invite your friends to come have a look at this awesome race that we're going to have. Because races are great and great are races. So much so that I find myself here commentating on it. Because where I go, awesome racing goes. At least that's what I'd like to believe. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, but you know, such is life. You like to be commentating on the best, and we have the best here. No formation lap either, we're going straight to the race. This is going to be it then, ladies and gents. A minute to go, we're going to go to the race. And with that, R-Factor Man, as I like to call him, bellows out that well-known catchphrase that we all know and love. I'm going to take a little swig of my cider, because this is going to start very soon. So Boy Milan then on pole position for that brilliantly liveried car. Oh, I just want to get this underway. I want to get this started. Come on. Let's go. Here we go. We have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. The first time lasted this season. We're underway. And it's a good start from Hani Al-Sabti. Look at his start there after a blinder. Gets first place well before turn 1. Hani Al-Sabti has absolutely rimrolled in the P1 there. As we go into turn 1, all teams have gone well so far. no major incidents, and Alsapti's run away with it, it must be said, and there is a bit of a do at the back there. Didn't really see quite what was going on, but Alsapti is most certainly started well. He's already moving away from the cars behind him, and well, Adam Taylor in P2 and all this, he's got a corker of a start. Absolutely brilliant stuff for the Dark Racing driver. He's got him into P2 there, and will want to hold it from Boyer Milan, who's dropped all the way down to third. Not a good result to start the Spaniard at all, but he will want to capitalise on that start there further down the field. Jimmy Allison gets a good enough start, gets up in the P26. And he'll be happy with that. Enzo Fazzi all the way down. Fazzi even, I don't know how to pronounce his name anymore, all the way down in P23. It's not good, but it's not really something that can't be corrected. As let's keep a looking at Adam Taylor. Boyer Milan giving serious pressure here. Starting to put the pressure on Adam Taylor. Gonna keep an eye on that. Boyer will be keeping an eye on the position, and stuff will be happening. Obviously, the rear Spikesel racing driver had pole, but no longer is in first place. Milan, though, will want to keep the pressure on as Hani Al-Sapri still leads out of the very first lap of this race. An hour's worth of racing, and what's a timed race, so laps don't really mean much at the end of the day. Nico Barkley, Kevin Roding, Pedro Romano, Argenis Riera up to 7th at the moment. He's had a good enough start as the Venezuelan. Barkley, Romano, Roding all roundabouts where they started though, so fairly consistent from there. Luke Walsh is down in P13. Ed Trevelyan Johnson 19th after making it in qualifying very late. It's a good start from him as well. And at the moment we have Matthias Grau at the back of it all in P31, but hopefully he'll be moving up the order. But Hani Al-Sabri, speaking of moving up the order, has got a blinder of a start here. In just under 2 laps, he's got 2.6 seconds on Adam Taylor. Taylor was still watching as he's under more and more increasing threat here from, indeed, Boyer Milan. He's under some serious threat. Really getting threatened now as we go on board with Milan. That's Riera actually, sorry. Now we go on board with Milan. As Boyer is going to want to get this place done. Wants it. Really wants it. Of course. As Boyer now comes round this final corner, I think. Is it the last corner? Is it just a very long right? It is the last corner, yep. He's not close enough to make anything happen at the moment though, I think. So, Boyer's not necessarily there yet. Will want indeed to do quite well in that sense. But he can only do what he can do, as Adam Taylor still leads him, now by about half a second. But speaking of leading people, Hani Al-Sabri all the way up there in P1, leading by 2. Nico Barkley again has got a quite decent enough start. He's packed up right to the back of Kevin Roting in P4, so Barkley going to want to put the pressure on a bit here. As through he goes. Well, he's still there in P5, he hasn't moved, but giving chase to Kevin Roting. Giving good chase indeed, who has dropped the place from his grid position. Barkley in all this will want stat P4 and even more than that in the proving car entry. We know what he's capable of, but will he pull out his best today? It is a lovely little train we've got all going here. And speaking of trains, Boyer Milan going all way, I want this. On P2 now, he's punched right back up the back of Taylor. And you'd think he's got a better draft this time than he had last time. Boyer Milan here wants to have a go for it. On board we go with the Spaniards as he pulls from the outside, but nothing doing. Gonna have to wait his turn, unfortunately. Well, all this battling is going to give Roting and Barkley more of a chance to catch up as Milan is getting super close again. He's putting the pressure on, you got to give it to him, but now it's happening so far. But you see how close he is? You see how close he is to the back of Taylor? You can see just how much he wants this. I mean, look at that. Look how close that is. As you can see from the camera work going on here, how close he's getting. Let's see on the break and see how close he gets here. Goes to the outside, tries to sell Taylor a dummy. Doesn't work, unfortunately. And gets closer and closer again, but there really ain't much in it between these two. Let's just listen to this Ferrari for a second. That is the sound of 8 cylinders of pure aggression firing away at the 10 cylinders ahead. Well, the 10 cylinders ahead of Adam Taylor, and wow, you must be said, 10 versus 12. Not really much in it at the moment. Is Boyer versus Adam. Props to Adam Taylor, he got an absolutely fantastic start, but Boyer Milan, you got to think this is going to be his best chance here. On board we go again, just to see if he can get that draft done. Is he going to do it? He's getting closer and closer. He pulls out too early, I think, again. He just needs to get an eye on the corner, but a big lock-up from Adam Taylor there is where he's going to make the advantage happen as Boyer. Wants to try and close or put the pressure on, force Taylor into a mistake, I think, because he's doing a rock-solid job of defending here. And Boyer is going to want to do something. Look how close he's getting again. Absolutely nose to tail stuff we've got going on here between the two. And Boyer's got to do something, because now Roting and Barkley have caught back up, and Pedro Romano wants a shot at this as well. All sorts of shenanigans going on now, and all this is benefiting Hani Al-Sabdi because he's pulled his lead out to 3.5 seconds. So all this fighting is going to get Boyer really riled, because he knows full well that he's got to do this to get a chance at Hani Al-Sabdi, but Adam Taylor is not yielding. He comes round the turn again into the 8 and 9 complex, I believe. Or is this a different one? Yep, this is the 8, 9, 10. Uphill they go. Climbing the hill. He's still nose to tail with him. Looking to make something happen, but it's not working. And Boyer is going to have to wait again until coming out at 13. But he wants the position. He wants to go for it. On board we go with him again. As we see, can he do it this time? This camera here really shows how close they get, but what's Boyer going to do here? As he comes on to his lap 5. Is he going to finally make the move? He gets closer, 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 but he pulls out too early again. He's not making full use of the draft, but he's got to get that eye on the corner. But I think it's his strategy to attack through 2 and 3 at the moment. But the attacking is not happening. He's going for it, but he's not making the move happen. Boyer Milan very much struggling to overtake Adam Taylor here. But speaking of how close things are, Nico Barkley behind all of them is having a good go as well at Kevin Roting. All this battling in front is giving Barkley time to have a battle of his own. Barkley getting very close here, going for the overtake, but doesn't quite make it work. Well, he had to try, bless him for that. Give it a very good go into parabolic interior there. But ultimately, no going, unfortunately. Didn't quite work out in the end. Nico will want this, of course, but ultimately, it didn't happen. I mean, he's giving it a very good go. He's putting the pressure on, keeping in this train. And, well, at the moment, let's have a look, because in this little train we've got, we have, within 2 seconds of each other, we have 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. So, Adam Taylor now really starting to pull away from Boyer Milan. And I think this is pretty much ended for now, and it's going to give Roten Barkley a very, very striking chance to give it a go as Milan takes advantage of the fact that Taylor's locked up. But we've seen this before, he doesn't quite make advantage here. Meanwhile, a little bit behind all this, we've got Davidovic in serious pursuit of Argenis Riera with P8 at the moment. We'll go on board with the cockpit camera of Davidovic. Mistakenly, of course, we're going to change that. But Davidovic now going to give chase to the Venezuelan. Almost said Colombian there, but he's not. Giving it a seriously good go, Miroslav. Not much in it between these two, must be said, at the moment. Davidovic looks down the inside, but does not get enough track gain to do so. As Jimmy Allison has indeed retired from the race, unfortunately, and lost control of the car, he says. So Allison out, unfortunately. That is a shame indeed. We're looking at Davidovic Riera though at the moment. Yeah, don't think about work while driving, Jimmy. It's a day off when you drive. It's a little bit of a break for you. Don't think about work. Davidovic will be thinking about trying to line up an overtake on Riera, but he's not quite close enough. But thinking of things that are close enough, Kevin Ronig within striking distance of Boy Milan. The Spaniard's fallen back enough for Kevin Ronig to have a crack at it, but again he yields before turn one. But Milan has gained time back on Kevin Taylor. Sorry, Kevin Taylor, goodness sake, Josh. Adam Taylor. Kevin Taylor, I don't know who Kevin Taylor is. I was looking at Kevin Roten. So, Adam Taylor is under pressure from Boy Milan. And Boy Milan under pressure from Kevin Roten. Barkley's fallen off the back of those three a little bit, but not particularly much. He's doing a canny job though. And stuff is happening, but nothing really happening for Hani Al-Sapni, 5 seconds ahead of the whole field. He's run away with it so far. The big train behind Taylor and the Viper, of course, and Milan in P3 getting close again. Milan wants the position, but not really doing it. That Viper, of course, kind of tricky to drive sometimes, but Taylor piloting it beautifully as Milan. Wow. Gets a little bit argy-bargy. Getting a bit frustrated, maybe. Wants to be through, and it's not happening. Just taps slightly the back of Taylor's car there. Just saying, come on, man. Give us a chance. Let us go through. Give us a chance as Milan goes wide. And now it's going to be Kevin Ronan's turn to have a go at the Spaniard. He's closer than he ever has been. Goes at the outside as Milan goes super defensive. He's got to go for it. This has to be the move. And Kevin Ronan around the outside of one. Gets it done. But then Milan, Milan gets it on the cutback. But Kevin Ronan, for a moment, give Boy Milan some serious food for thought. Gave him a big check there. And of course, hang on, mate. You haven't got this locked down. I'm going to try and take it from you. As Milan starting to feel the pressure a bit, maybe he gets a bit slidey, and that's Roten right back in. Boy, Milan will be under serious pressure. Maybe he's starting to feel the pressure a bit here of Kevin Roten breathing down his neck, so to speak. And well, if we go to the nose camera again, you will see just how close he is to Boy Milan. Look at that. He's right on the back of him, even when Boy Milan is not making mistakes. And he's closing in every single corner. Just wants this position. It's a three-way fight for second. And it's the most enthralling fight I think we've got at the moment, because it's for seriously good positions. And there's like loads of cars in it. As we're rolling now, starts to fall off the back of Milan. Milan though straight on the back of Taylor. And this is going to be do or die for the Spaniard. You've got to take this time. If he doesn't get it this time, he's going to get even more frustrated because, well, he's not got through. On board we go with the Spaniard. How close is he going to be this time? Not close enough. Is he going to do it? No. Boy Milan, as much as I hate to say it, I don't think he can get the move done. He's close enough. You see how close he is. But I don't think he can get the move done. He's just not doing it. And this is going to help Kevin Roten no end, because it's going to give him a chance to keep pressuring the lad. When he's got the pressure of trying to get past Taylor and Nico Barkley on the back of all of them once again. Oh, I love commentating here. There's always a good race on. Unfortunately, we lose David Kozlera. We lose him from the race, unfortunately, because of suspension problems. Probably taking a bit of a knock to the car, unfortunately. His boy Milan ever closer again. Is he going to go for it now? Is he going to go for it? Boy Milan, wow. Tries the movie side by side still. And it's not Wakes, unfortunately, going into the uphill complex. But wow, boy Milan trying something in 7 there. That's a brave move indeed, as they're just coming through some lap traffic at the moment. But he's stuck with Alan Taylor, and now that'll give Taylor a bit of a worrisome thought planted in the back of his head. He knows Boyer can make moves when he least expects them. He's going to keep Adam Taylor on his toes here. Nico Barkley, though, speaking of keeping people on the toes, is going to keep Kevin Roten on his toes here. Looking to get the draft enough to put some pressure on P4. Looks to the outside. He knows that there's probably not enough gap, not close enough to get the move done, but tries nonetheless. He's been a persistent P5, as Nico Barkley has not moved from that position really, and he's kept a nice consistent race going. Doing a very good job of it as well, it must be said. There's a dive bomb coming out, fancy. Well, possibly. Possibly. That might be what it is. Someone might just take a chance and go for it. Catch their opponent by surprise. Utilise the element of surprise to their advantage. Rudy Cupman becomes the 3rd retirement from this race as well. Another crash, I feel. That might be. Milan, though, in constant pursuit of Taylor, but nothing happening at the moment. Meanwhile, I think we are going to go further back to Ruben Correa Alves in P10, who we've got another battle on going here while that battle at the front's going on. Correa Alves putting pressure on Jorge Blasco for P9. So the Scuderia Leone driver, is it going to be a key fight for Ruben the Dutchman? Doesn't sound like a Dutch name, but the flag on the side of his car says he is Dutch, so I shall go with that. Correa Alves, though, starting to lose ground a bit as... Oh, is that one of the Sims? Yeah, that's Sherwin van der Sloot, who has just gone a little bit wide there, or is it Luke Walsh? It was one of the two Simtex. Either which way, Sherwin van der Sloot, while we're talking about it, well, credit to Sherwin, he's caught right up to the car behind. Well, that was the last car, I think, but Sherwin making inroads on Ruben. So, Simtech 11 and 12 at the moment. Giving it the beans, so to speak. I think the closest battles we have are back at the front, though, in all honesty. So, let's keep an eye on this. Ruben Correa Alves, well, Blasco's gone way ahead now. And Van der Sloot Alves is probably closer, so let's stay where we are. There you go. Let's stay with number 11 in P11. I'll stay with Sherwin as he attempts to close down P10. Going to be Ferrari versus Aston Martin. I think two of the most popular vehicles on the grid. As we just approach the 3rd of the way distance marker of this race. We've been racing for about 20 minutes and we've got 40 more to go. Correa Alves, Van der Sloot still the raging battle, and Luke Walsh wants to go as well. Van der Sloot's old teammate is... Oh, that's Davidovich! Miroslav Davidovich! Falling down the Oda. Big time. What happened there? He's gone right down. What has happened is... Oh! Let's say... Oh, he just... Oh, has an incident with Argenis Riera. Oh, and he waits for him as well. He waits for Argenis Riera to go through. What sportsmanship from Miroslav Davidovic. You've got to commend it. What a lovely thing to do. It's cost him so much time on track, but he lets him through, and that is one of the most sporting things that you can do. Hats off to Miroslav for that. That is lovely behaviour on track. Even though he caused an incident, he waits his turn and lets the man who was affected go through. That is sportsmanship right there. Well, boy, Adam Taylor starting to catch back up to itself again. The gentleman rule in force. There you go. It just goes to show how nice the racing can be here at SimRacing.Club. As we look at Boy Milan now in P3. Giving the go, get yourself through this sort of fighty business. To Adam Taylor, God, I am making no sense. But when do I ever make sense? That's what's so brilliant about this as a Boy Milan. Knows it makes sense to possibly try something here, but Kevin Roney knows it makes sense to give a go to Milan. He's close enough. Yep, there was an Aston Martin, I've just seen on a broadcast there. That was Sharon van der Sloot, who we were focusing on before. Damian Trapp is out of the race as well, becomes yet another retirement. But Milan Racing is going to be a good fight to watch. Van der Sloot indeed rounding all this. But Boy Milan on the back of Adam Taylor again. Once again we have a fight on, and it is for second place. I'm going to go with Boya. Wants to try something here, down the inside of the turn, but it's not working again. He gets so close, but no inroads truly made, because this is what he's been doing all race. Getting close to, but not overtaking Adam Taylor. Daniel sadly has just run away with this race, though, it must be said, once again. 8.7 seconds the gap now. He is just dominating this race. Well, Boy Milan has another go at Adam Taylor, but yeah, Daniel sadly has just run away with egg and spoon with it here. And wants to get through past Adam Taylor, but short of a mistake, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, unfortunately, with this gap they've got. Kevin Roden isn't too far back. I think we're gonna have to look further back to battles if we're gonna see what I've just seen Luke Walsh go wide there. This is the Dennis Riera. A shot at P9. The Venezuelan wants to have a go at the Aston Martin driver. It's two Aston Martins duking it out. Dennis Riera versus Luke Walsh. Tim Tech versus the Independent. Riera down the inside into one. He's close enough to give it a go. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Goes down the inside, and he does. Oh, Dennis Riera times that perfectly, but here comes Walsh down the inside again. Tries to get the cut back, successfully gets the cut back, and Dennis Riera's work has been thrown out the window in one fell swoop. If he wants to get that place back, he's going to have to do the work all over again, which will annoy him greatly. But it will make Luke Walsh a very happy man, because he almost lost P9 and then didn't. Definitely didn't lose that place, and Boy Milan is not losing track of where Adam Taylor is in all this. It's becoming frustrating, I must feel, for Boyer. He's not making the move that he needs to make because he's not getting close enough, because Adam Taylor is somehow finding the pace to keep ahead when he needs it the most, and that's what's keeping him ahead. We can see Boyer get so close, but Adam Taylor putting that Viper in all the right places, at all the right times, and he's staying in P2. You see, again, down the main straight, he doesn't get close enough, but then tries to pressure through one, going into two, but it isn't working because he can't get the move done. He stays behind, and waits, and then Taylor gets away. I think Boyer is going to have to either... I think what he is trying to force Taylor into a mistake, but it's not working. I think he's going to have to change his strategy up a bit here if he wants to get through, because, well, maybe he doesn't, because Kevin Roten and Nico Barkley aren't really making moves either. Speaking of making moves, it must be said that Argenis Riera has fallen off the back of Walsh. We won't be making any moves on him soon, but moves are certainly not happening within them. But moves are happening down in P21. I know it's a bit of a low fight, but a low fight better than... It's George Angelidis who loses, I think, the place in Sebastian Kunze there. So, Angelidis in the Angelidis number 2 car, losing position, and Ed Trevelyan Johnson behind all of them in P22 wants a nice little look at this as well. Oh, hang on a minute, we have Boyer Milan has gone through on Adam Taylor. I completely missed that. He's made the move. Where did he make it? Oh, into the... Well, look at that. He made the move. Coming through the chicane section, coming through 8, 9 and 10. Wow, he made the move when Taylor least expected it. And well, he made it happen. He made it happen, and wow. He didn't get it back, unfortunately, but Adam Taylor overtakes. Shocking place, because Milan had not made a single move, used traffic to his advantage, and the Spaniard is finally free of Adam Taylor and has the rest of the race, all half an hour or so of it, to attempt to eat into Hani Al-Sabni's lead, but it's a tall order. 10.7 seconds is the gap between them. He's going to have to get that down in half an hour, which is an average of 3 seconds per 10 minutes. Which is a further average of 0.3 a lap. So, unless he gets his skates on, it's going to be tough. Although, looking at Al-Sabni's laps, he's done a... Wow, look at this. He's done a 38.2, prior a 38.228, then a 38.1, a 38.6, a 38.0. He's consistently within the 38s. He's doing such a consistent drive. And Boyer Milan was doing 38 as well behind Adam Taylor. Now he's free, of course. He has a chance to close up. But he is absolutely consistent as Hani Al-Sabni. And he's just done a 38.1. All within the 38s. Even dipped it 37s. A couple of laps ago, no race lap has been above 38. He's just so consistently quick. It's the only way I can put it. But Milan responds with a 38.1 after escaping the Taylor train. So now it's a question of whether he'll be able to capitalise. But Kevin Roten, speaking of capitalising, wants to try and take P3 away from Taylor, who's already lost P2. Can he make him lose P3? Yeah, well, these cars have enough fuel for an hour, but a question of whether anyone's going to pit for tyres. Now, I actually commentate on a series with a similar format to this elsewhere, and it is not uncommon for people to zero stop. So I'm going to assume that zero stopping will happen here as well, but I think there will be people who pit. Tonga Guardia is one of them in P24, who has indeed pitted, so I think he's going to put some new tyres on the car. If people are going to pit, they'll be pitting soon, you think. Adam Taylor, though, obviously still under the threat from Kevin Roten at the moment. Not as much threat as he was under from Milan at the moment, because he's not having Roten breathing down his neck, per se. But as we head onto the 30th minute of this race just coming up, let's see what Boyer Milan's first lap out of the Taylor train is as he crosses the line. A 38 dead. Al-Sabni's last was a 38.3. So he's going to be gaining time very, 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 very marginally. But I don't think enough to catch him if neither stop at this present moment. Royden Brink retires from P17, P16 even, with suspension problems. He is out. Congagardia leaves the pits. Davidovic in the pits, so we do have some pitters. Some people in the pits. Miroslav Davidovic is one of them. None of the top four have pitted yet, it must be said. Kevin Roting still out. Pedro Amada still out. Jorge Blasco. How do you pronounce his first name? Jorgiven. He has not pitted for Banzai Motorsports. Roting though, still pressurising Taylor now, getting closer and closer and closer. He's thinking about it. He must be thinking about it, because when you get a car that far ahead, when do you not think about it? Into the chicane section this way. Boy, I got him last time. This is not why Kevin will get him this time, you think. No, it will not be, but Kevin put the pressure on at least. Give it a go. Gotta praise him for that, because if you go for opportunities, they will probably reward you. Wants to get a good corner as here as he possibly can. Don't think he's got the draft on Taylor to get the position done yet. No, Kevin Roting not even going to go for it in turn one. Doesn't want to go for it yet. Maybe he's going to do a Boyer Milan trying to 10. That was a brilliant overtake from Boyer, and maybe Kevin's seen that and thought he's vulnerable there. That's where I'm going to try if we've got a car round. That is a Ferrari, and that is indeed... Oh! We've got another collision at the back there with Thomas Bear involved, but we had a car round. It was a Ferrari there, and that was... I can't find out who it was, but it was a Ferrari. But a little bit of a problem at the back with Thomas Bear. Luckily, that seems to have ironed itself out, so to speak. These tyres will be coming a little bit more worn, and the drivers who are struggling. Drivers who are struggling will start to struggle, obviously. Kevin Roting and all this, though, still not struggling as Nico Barkley's come out of nowhere, I've just noticed. Into P5. He's right on the back again out of nowhere on the back of this train. Adam Taylor now holding Kevin Roting up a bit, maybe you'd think, as he held Boyer Milan up with his defensive driving. Fair play to Adam. But Nico in that Aston Martin is going to be getting his mouth rather watery at the prospect of an overtake. Will try, but Kevin Roting, look how close he is now to Adam Taylor. He's practically on the back of him already. This is going to be a move for sure, you'd think. Kevin Roting versus... Well, Kevin Roting versus Taylor. Into one. What's going to happen? Roting doesn't brake soon enough, or does he? He's got the inside. So close to contact, but he does have the move. And Adam Taylor loses another position. Kevin Roting onto the podium so far into P3, and Nico Barkley, having seen that, is going to go on the charge as well. You would think. He will want this very, very much. He wants to have a go. Who doesn't want to have a go? Let's keep a beady eye on Nico Barkley, because he's going to try and chase. As Taylor goes for it. Well, that was a brave move into 6, wasn't it, Adam? But unfortunately, it may not have paid off. As now the Peruvian car of Nico Barkley is even closer than he was before, and putting even more pressure on. Adam Taylor tried to make something work, but unfortunately it didn't work, and now that's led Barkley with a chance. Oh, doesn't get an ideal line through there. That's going to let the Peruvian in again. One carriage left on the Viper train, unfortunately, and that is indeed the carriage of Adam Taylor. As I think the other Vipers retired in that sense, they must have. The other Viper must have retired. I'll check, see. Because, well, there was 2 Vipers in the series, I know that. There is only one car left in the Viper train, and that is Adam Taylor. Certainly giving it a go. He wants that P3 back. He's not saying die just yet. excuse me, I clicked the wrong button there, sorry about that. Quick swingman can debut. Don't need to get that as Ruben Correa Alves down in P8. There's been a bit of a position change. Correa Alves under a little bit of threat from Margelis Riera. Or was it him going through? Either which way, there was a position change I saw in P8. Correa Alves very much doing well in that position. Correa Alves then going to try and defend from Riera, which he appears to be doing now, so that is ironed itself out reasonably quickly. Of course, if you have access to the BGTC Discord server, which we are using for this race and probably for the rest of the races in the season, you can join me in the broadcast booth if you want to have a talk and help me out and just give us someone about self. But either which way, I've got lots of bouncing of drivers and action on track to do, so Kevin Roding and Adam Taylor are really word forward behind each other in second two, but that gap has increased massively since. Well, it was about a second actually, so it was a fairly big gap to begin with. Excuse me, as Boya Milan does appear to be dropping off the back of Haniel Sappi now, so not necessarily going to get this win if he doesn't do so, but there could still be pits for tyres if they can't make them last. You never know. Just trying to see if there's a fight on at the moment anywhere else on track. Correa Alves Riera is moderately close still. Let's have a look here. I can't find any, unfortunately, so I think we're stuck with this. Oh, well, I've just found one. In fact, Nico Barkley versus Alan. Nico's got really close, and P5 indeed. There is a fight. Or at least more of a fight than there was before. There is still a duel going on. And Barkley on the back of Taylor. Given chase, but no moves made. Unfortunately. Kevin Roding really starting to pull away from these two, so you know, not really going to be any threat, but Barkley is a big threat to Taylor right now. Down the front straight they go. Is Nico going to get it this time? He's got the draft, he's got the draft. I don't think it's close enough. No, he isn't. Rolls out, gets a better visual of the corner. Doesn't go for it. Aims to get a better exit out of the corner, indeed does. Then Barkley gives even more chase to Taylor because he's got the better exit, but corners like this, where you can get a good exit, where you can start to put the pressure on. Here you go Barkley, not making too many inroads just yet. Pedro Ramada is behind him, giving a bit of food for thought. Knows he is right there. As Kevin Roding goes past some traffic, I thought there was a move there. Got myself a bit distracted. Just under 40 minutes of this race have elapsed, meaning there are just over 20 to go. Good times are approaching from the drivers who are in a nice little rhythm. It means they can continue as well. Traffic time for Adam Taylor, and he's starting to get a little bit held up. This is going to be Nico's chance. You think if he can use the traffic to his advantage, go straight through, and now don't think he's close enough still, but he tried, and that would have given Adam a bit of frustration at this situation. Mini half round for you all there as we head on to the 24th lap for Nico. Adam Taylor does not seem to be getting too... Well, he got a fantastic exit out of one there, but historically, his exits have let his opponents get closer to him. Maybe trying to defend into one. Haniel Sappi doesn't defend all the way back on the open there, but the gap has come down. It's only 10.3 seconds now, because he's done a 1:39.9. Now, was that a mistake, or was it being held up by a lot of traffic? But anything else happening, the gap has come down, he's done his first 1:39 out of his consistent book of 38s. You gotta think that might be significant. So keep in mind, of course, but if he then does the 38 again, it's going to be normal service resumed. Milan, though, still giving chase. Barkley still giving chase. Everyone's still giving chase to whoever they can give chase to. Some people who are really far away from each other can't give chase at all, and only really giving chase to themselves in the end of the race. Let's see what Hani Al-Sabni's lap here is then, because I did mention it. He does a 38.3. So normal service has been resumed, probably just a minor slip. Boy Milan, unless he does a big lap here, can't really gain anything, and he does a 38.3, so again, about the same. Barkley's still not close enough to Adam Taylor to make a move though, so I'm going to have a look here, and I think we have a more interesting, tasty battle. P10, Kevin Hinion versus Argenis Riera. It's going to be the Venezuelan defending from Kevin. It's for the Scuderia Leone team. A lot of Scuderia Leone cars on this field, it must be said. Gets close, gets the slipstream, but he's not close enough. We'll aim to go through turn 1 and get the best exit. And has not, it seems, because Riera's got a good exit too. Correa Alves is starting to lose time to Riera in all this in P8. It's been quite a consistent race, it must be said, apart from the big changes that we've had. Relatively consistent, and that's good. We've had 7 retirements so far. Tyres ground the current last car, 6 laps behind the leader, 3 laps behind the car ahead. I think he'll be staying in P24, or at least last of the runners and riders. Correa Alves, though, in all this, under threat from Riera, and Riera under threat from Hinion. Riera, though, is really starting to close on the Dutchman. So, this is where we want to be. Let's just move to our Argenis there, as he chases down. Well, he does chase down Ruben Correa Alves. Does seem a little bit further in than what he looked, so maybe the gap has increased again. Either which way, Kevin Hinion has got a bit of a goal on here, and Luke Walsh behind a lot of them, waiting for the chance himself. Oh, meanwhile, look at this, Pedro Romano's come out of nowhere. Had a bit of a little dive on Nico Barkley. He's getting very close. Now, has stuck behind this train for a long time and has decided he's had enough. Wants to have a go for position himself with just under 15 minutes to go. That's understandable. It's a question of whether he's going to make it work though. Hasn't done so yet, but he's staying on the back. Keeping there. Keeping with each other. Just enough to apply a little bit of pressure from Peruvian, but not a great deal, you would think. But combine that with the pressure he's facing to overtake Adam Taylor, and it could possibly help Ramada get the place. He'll be sitting behind these two thinking, go on, have a fight, because it's only going to benefit him at the end of the day. Well, possibly Barkley if he makes the move, but benefiting him a lot because it's going to slow them down and let Ramada catch up even more and wait for his turn even more. We have Sebastian Kunzer in the pits in P18, decides to repair damage sustained to his car. Kevin Hinion under threat from Luke Walsh now though in P11. Let's go to Mr. Walsh and have a little look, because it's about as close a fight as the one we were just looking at. Look was then not making the inroads yet, but not necessarily not making the inroads. He's there with them. Speaking of people there with them, Adam Taylor starting to lose Nico Barkley, but let's stick with this battle because we've had a look at them a lot now. There's only 15 minutes to go in this race, so not long now compared to how long we had to start. But it is most certainly looking to be a good fight at the moment between Argenis Riera and Ruben Correa Alves, up in 9 and 8. The Venezuelan looking, but not taking the chance. Looking for the chance. He's there, he's behind him, but it's one of those things, I think, where they're trying, but they're not making it happen, unfortunately. It's a very tactical race, this. If you can force your opponent into a mistake, then it's likely you can get the position. If not, then not, unfortunately, because not many major overtaking moves have been made. Unfortunately, but won't be unfortunate for Hani Al Sabdi. But that said, looking at Al Sabdi, he's done, his last 3 laps have been 38.8, 38.6, 38.5, 38.3. So the gap has gone down to Milan again, who's done a 37.9. Boy, Milan's starting to put the pressure on. I don't know whether he'll be able to catch up by the end, but he's certainly giving it a go. Certainly. I think this battle for P4, honestly, is the highest ranking battle that we're going to get for this race now. So let's go back to Adam Taylor once more. Probably going to stay here for quite a while this time. As he tries his hardest to defend from Nico Barkley, who's not too far away, but not too close. A comfortable position, you'd say, for Taylor. He knows he can keep Barkley behind him because he's done so for so long now. But the question is, really, can he do it for 13, 12 minutes? Can he do it for 12 minutes? That is the question. The Milan Al Sabdi gap is certainly decreasing a bit, but Al Sabdi's put in the 37.7, responding to the time set by Milan. We are in the 37s now between these two. So if a move is going to happen, or a battle is going to occur, it's going to develop. Boy, are now well ahead of Kevin Roting, but both in the 37s, these drivers are starting to find the stride. Speaking of finding the stride, Nico Barkley's found his stride and he's pressuring on Taylor once again. Gets very close here and tries to make something work, but again, he'll want to be close on the straight because that's where we've seen lots of overtakes done. And then Taylor losing a bit of time through there, into the chicane section, uphill section, through 8, 9 and 10. And look how close they are again. But it's a question of whether he can hold this, because Adam Taylor, if he pulls away enough, will stop Nico Barkley in his tracks, and I fear that he has stopped Nico Barkley in his tracks. The Peruvian trying to catch up. See how close he is. Quite close, but I doubt close enough, unfortunately, to make anything happen this lap. He's going to try, though. As he looks to the outside, gets the line, looks, doesn't indeed go for it. Barkley, though, on the threat from Romano and all this, giving a bit of pressure to the Peruvian. Milan just in the 38.4, by the way, compared to Al Sabdi's 38.1. So the gap has gone back up again. But it does appear to be marginally coming down point by point. can't help but feel that it is coming down. Barkley in all this, currently in P5, as we know, but Ramada tries to look down the inside and loses it. Pedro Ramada. Well, you tried, my man, but it unfortunately did not go as well as you would have liked it to. And that grants Jorge Blasco P6. Well done to him for capitalising on that, but commiserations, Pedro. You tried, it didn't work in the end. And now you've lost P6, which you had. P7 will probably be as good. A decent one, but not as good as the P6 which you had. That will not please Pedro at all. It must be said. Kevin Roning's gone through on Boya Milan. I've just noticed Roting is into P2. What has happened to Boya Milan? He's in P3 now. Where did that happen? I do not know. But Boya Milan has lost P3 somewhere along the line. And I'm just looking back actually because I'm not totally sure where that was. He doesn't appear to have been made any mistakes. So somehow Kevin Roting has gone ahead of Boya Milan without an overtake occurring. That is bizarre. Unless I've missed something. But that is absolutely bizarre, that, because Boya's actually dropped behind on track behind Kevin as well. So has he had a connection problem? I don't know. Something has happened to Boya Milan and he has gone behind Kevin Roting from being in front, and he's dropped even more time to Hani Al-Sabti. I don't think he made a pit stop. It would have been a lot further behind if he did. So, some unspecified problem for Boya Milan now sees him drop behind Kevin Roting. Could have been a mistake that I just didn't see, but... or whether this has happened for a long time is beyond us, but... that is woken me right up if I was not awake before. We're going to have a fight on my hands for P2, again! Won't make much difference to Adam Taylor though. Oh, Nico Barkley, they're still fighting out for fourth, but I am completely in the dark as to how that happened. I honestly have no idea. And I can't really cycle back and have a look because it's very far behind now, so answers on a postcard, please. Taylor looks up then, again, as I've just seen on my camera there. Giving Barkley another run. I want to keep an eye on this, but I also want to keep an eye on Boya Milan. But let's keep an eye on Barkley publicly for now. P5 chasing P4 once again. This has been a common theme this race. Almost, but not quite, moves happening. Or drivers being within the position to make a move, but not doing so. We saw Pedro Romano have a goal, and it didn't work, unfortunately. But Nico will probably make a move that's more likely to work if he can get it done, as they approach the uphill section through 8, into 9, into 10. Climbing up the hill, the bank, the incline, whatever you want to call it, it is going upwards. And Barkley going upwards in the order will be in his own thoughts right now if he can get close enough to Adam Taylor. And no, he's not. Don't think he has. He's not made the ground, and you've got to think this won't be a move, but he's trying. He's got a decent enough slipstream to do so. Don't count him out yet. But I don't think, nope. He decides against it, doesn't have the broom. Gonna see if he can pressure Taylor into a bad exit, which he can't. Has not done that, unfortunately. And with 5 minutes to go in this race, you've got to think time's running out. Opportunities have come and gone. He's not taking them. You've got to start thinking, is he going to keep going or is he going to concede 5th? concedes that he's going to get 5th rather and concede 4th to Taylor. That is the question you've got to ask. I think Barkley will fight until the end. As he's known for doing as he looks down the inside there, but he's not close enough. But now he's side by side all of a sudden. Gets a superior line, and Taylor finds himself in a straight dogfight for 4th in a blink of a second. This has gone very quick. This has gone very interesting very quickly. Taylor gets the man on the line there. Stops Barkley in his tracks, but that would have been scary. Gives him a bit of food for thought. Contact between the two there, I think. Barkley getting a bit desperate now. Unfortunately, he's not getting any closer than what he was. Ran Taylor side by side, tried to get him. Didn't get him, unfortunately. And that is not going to aid affairs for the Peruvian. Doesn't look any closer down the front straight than what he was. But with about 7 minutes, well, not even 7, don't even say. But about 3 minutes to go in this race. 4 and a bit maybe. 3 and a bit maybe. Right, do I hear 3, 4 in the room? Going to be an auction here then. Adam Taylor. Even, ooh, well. Gets blocked by a back marker a little bit there. That would have been George Angelitis. Luckily he gets out of the way, but that would have been a bit scary for the Englishman. Goes down the inside and then all of a sudden cut across as Angelitis takes the gravel to get out of the way, but no time lost, no time gained. But speaking of time gained, Boya Milan is within a second of Kevin Roding now. So somehow he went behind, but he's going to possibly go ahead again. Was a little bit wide there, and that might grant a couple of tenths to Roding. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds after this race. Ali Al Sabti most certainly gonna want to get this done. He's way ahead, he's got nothing to worry about. Starts what will probably be his second and last lap of this race. Has no real reason to worry because of how far ahead he is, but Boya Milan, Kevin Roding could be about to spice up if they can get distance done. Taylor Barkley has petered out significantly, so maybe Nico's made a mistake or something, or lap traffic has got in the way. But Boya versus Kevin is going to be the fight for now, you would imagine. This is going to be it, you'd think. There's a bit in it now, about a second. The lap traffic getting out of the way. If Boya can pull this off, then it would be an absolute flyer. Haniel Sapti, however, is going to start his final lap of this race very, 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 very soon. Comes through the chicane section himself as we keep an eye on Kevin Roding and Boya Milan, who are chasing each other. Not long in this race now, it must be said. It has been an interesting race, a very interesting race. Great first race to start the season with. Been some fun things, some interesting things, some loss of position, etc, etc. But Haniel Sepni comes round the front straight now, final corner, crosses the start finish to start what will be the last lap of this race. He's led it from start to finish. Didn't quite get pole, but could still be considered a very dominant win. Boya Milan in all this has fallen off the back of Haniel Sapni, Kevin Roding significantly. Gap's about 2 seconds now. Even more than it was before. He's dropped back. Traffic may not have helped him there. So, all things considered, that might be it for the Spaniard. Couple of other battles going on the track at the moment, must be said. Couple of other battles going on. Let's have a look for one of said battles, which is about to tick the time down to 0 in this race. Barkley Taylor probably the closest we're going to get to a fight at the moment. These two have been at it all race. Don't expect that to let down now or peter out or anything. These two will give it the full beans as far as they can, for as long as they can. Neither is going to give up until the time has truly run out and both of them have crossed that final start-finish. Speaking of the final start-finish, Haniel Sapti comes round the final corner, the very last turn. Parabolica in the centre, he comes round, and Haniel Sapti will cross the start-finish line to become the very first winner in the Virtual GT Championship. A dominant drive from Scuderia Leone. Haniel Sapti wins it from Kevin Roting, who will come home in P2 behind. So it is a Scuderia Leone 1-2 to start the season with. Boya Milan, third place. You could argue he should have been second, but he's not. He's third. Adam Taylor will hold on from Nico Barkley to finish in position number 4. Barkley 5th, Glasgow 6th, Pedro Mamada cost himself 7th, he could have argued, but will likely come home to finish in that P7. Kevin Heinian will more than likely come home in P8, so 1, 2 and 8 for Scuderia Leone at least. A very, very dominant drive, and Ruben Correa Alves as well, also for Scuderia Leone. A 1, 2, 8, 9 for the team. And that is such a good result for them. Luke Walsh rounds out the top 10 in P10. Great job for Simtech. They'll be very pleased with that, I'm for sure certain. Argentina Riera comes home in 11th. All things considered, that's wonderful as well. Sharon Van der Sloot completes the 10-13 for Simtech. James Wilson will come in 14. Joe Chiampa will round out the top 15 in the BMW. Thomas Bear 16th for the Northern Lights. Ed Trevelyan Johnson 17th. Johnson in the Revolution Racing car. Your top 20 rounded out by Miroslav Davidovic. The list of retirements: Roy de Moink, Marcel Steyer, Damian Schaffer, Diego Carantha, Rudy Kuppen, David Kazela, and Jimmy Allison. All of them retired from the race, but Haniel Sapti takes the very first Virtual GT win of the season. Woo. That was a good one, wasn't it? That was great. That was brilliant. I love commentating here. And now I think you can see why, because we always have such good races.